No Bad Parts, Healing Trauma and Restoring Wholeness with the Internal Family Systems Model by Richard C. Schwartz PhD is a groundbreaking exploration of trauma healing and personal transformation using the Internal Family Systems IFS model. With a foreword by Alanis Morissette, this book offers a comprehensive understanding of how trauma affects the psyche and provides practical techniques for restoring balance and wholeness. In this 2,000-word summary, we will delve into the key concepts, principles, and strategies presented in this transformative book. Get up to 2 free audiobook from Audible. Introduction: Understanding Trauma and Wholeness. In the introduction to No Bad Parts, Alanis Morissette provides a personal perspective on trauma and healing, setting the stage for a discussion on the Internal Family Systems IFS model and its application in trauma therapy. She shares her own journey of trauma recovery and introduces Richard C. Schwartz PhD as a leading expert in the field of psychotherapy and trauma healing. Morissette highlights the importance of acknowledging and integrating all parts of the self in the healing process and expresses her belief in the transformative power of the IFS model. Chapter 1: The Nature of Trauma. Schwartz explores the nature of trauma and its impact on the psyche. He discusses how traumatic experiences can lead to fragmentation and disconnection within the self, resulting in the formation of protective parts that carry the pain and memories of the trauma. Schwartz introduces the concept of exiles, wounded inner parts that have been pushed out of awareness, and discusses the role of managers and firefighters, protective parts that work to prevent the exiles from being activated. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the dynamics of internal systems in trauma healing and introduces the Internal Family Systems IFS model as a framework for exploring and transforming these inner dynamics. Chapter 2: The Internal Family Systems Model. In this chapter, Schwartz provides an overview of the Internal Family Systems IFS model and its principles. He discusses the concept of the self, the core of the psyche that is inherently calm, compassionate, and curious, and introduces the idea that everyone has multiple parts within them, each with its own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Schwartz explains how these parts interact with each other and influence behavior, and he introduces the concepts of self-leadership and self-energy as key elements of the healing process. Chapter 3: Working with Parts in Therapy. Schwartz discusses the practical application of the Internal Family Systems IFS model in therapy. He introduces the concept of parts work, the process of identifying, understanding, and transforming the various parts of the psyche, and discusses the importance of establishing a trusting and compassionate therapeutic relationship. Schwartz explores the role of the therapist as a guide and facilitator in the healing process and emphasizes the importance of creating a safe space for clients to explore their inner worlds and connect with their core selves. Chapter 4: Healing Trauma with the Internal Family Systems Model. In this chapter, Schwartz explores how the Internal Family Systems IFS model can be used to heal trauma and restore wholeness. He discusses the importance of creating a sense of safety and trust within the internal system, allowing wounded parts to express themselves and be witnessed with compassion and understanding. Schwartz introduces the concept of unblending, the process of separating from and relating to protective parts from a place of self-energy, and discusses how this can lead to healing and integration. Chapter 5: Working with Exiles. Schwartz delves deeper into the process of working with exiled parts, the wounded inner aspects of the self that carry the pain and memories of trauma. He discusses the importance of creating a compassionate and nurturing environment for exiles to express themselves and be witnessed with empathy and understanding. Schwartz introduces the concept of reparenting, the process of providing comfort, validation, and support to exiled parts, and discusses how this can lead to healing and transformation. Chapter 6: Transforming Protectors. In this chapter, Schwartz explores the role of protective parts, the managers and firefighters that work to prevent exiled parts from being activated. He discusses how these parts often develop as a response to trauma, aiming to keep the individual safe and avoid re-experiencing painful emotions. Schwartz introduces the concept of negotiating with protective parts, engaging them in dialogue and understanding their motivations, and discusses how this can lead to cooperation and collaboration within the internal system. Chapter 7: Integrating Parts. Schwartz discusses the process of integrating parts, bringing them into harmony and balance within the internal system. He explores how the internal family systems IFS model facilitates this process by providing a framework for understanding and working with the various aspects of the self. Schwartz emphasizes the importance of self-compassion, self-acceptance, and self-love in the integration process, allowing individuals to embrace all parts of themselves and live authentically from their core selves. Chapter 8: Living from the Self. In this final chapter, Schwartz explores the concept of living from the self, the core of the psyche that is inherently calm, compassionate, and connected. He discusses how the internal family systems IFS model empowers individuals to access their core selves and live authentically from a place of inner wisdom and guidance. Schwartz emphasizes the importance of ongoing self-awareness, self-care, and self-compassion in maintaining wholeness and well-being. Conclusion: Embracing wholeness. In the conclusion of No Bad Parts, Schwartz reflects on the transformative journey of healing trauma and restoring wholeness using the internal family systems IFS model. He emphasizes the importance of acknowledging and integrating all parts of the self, including the wounded and protective aspects, in order to live authentically and fully. Schwartz expresses his gratitude for the opportunity to share the wisdom of the IFS model with readers and encourages them to embrace their own journey of healing and self-discovery. Final thoughts. No Bad Parts: Healing Trauma and Restoring Wholeness with the Internal Family Systems Model by Richard C. Schwartz PhD offers readers a comprehensive guide to trauma healing and personal transformation. Through practical techniques, insightful anecdotes, and compassionate wisdom, Schwartz provides a roadmap for navigating the complexities of the psyche and achieving greater levels of wholeness and well-being.